Well, I go back far enough to know how it was before the digital age, and that makes me appreciate it all the more. Instantaneous gratification and via Google, various search engines and so forth. I couldn't go back to the old days if you force me. Seriously, I love it. I love the computer where I can open, close, delete to my heart's content. Whereas with a typewriter, that was excruciating. Google Voice lets me instantaneous translation from a voice to type. Oh, what can I say? I am a true convert to the digital age. I started writing at 14. I discovered British Columbia history at 14. At 17, I was published, and I've been published ever since. Millions of words, magazines, newspapers, online, columns, books. I've written 38 books, so they add up. Oh yes, as a child, I knew I wanted a library, wall to wall, floor to ceiling, and now I have 3 of them. You're in one. Here's a nugget for you that should surprise you. When I determined that I was going to self-publish, I believe I would have been, 1972, okay? The book department of the Hudson's Bay Company in Victoria was that big, the Canadiana section. You can imagine the difference today. I don't have to tell you that the publishing industry and Canadian history have grown together phenomenally large. It's a big scene now, isn't it? But not when I started. My gosh, think of it. That was the Canadiana section of what was a major bookstore. I took my cue actually from a man I never met by the name of F.W. Lindsay out of Quesnel. And he wrote a book, self-published 3 books on the caribou, one of which was Outlaws. And quite simply, 1, I wanted the book for the content. 2, I thought, I can do this. And it just went from there. And yes, I have been published by publishers. Last year, I turned down one of the biggest BC publishers. I have my own agenda. I've been working on it, polishing it all these years. I've set a plan, and there's no room for me to write for somebody else because obviously they're going to have some kind of overview, input, you know what I'm saying. Win, lose, or draw, what I present to the public is mine. Once I hit my stride, I mean, in your early years, everybody's short of confidence. You're not sure. You're watching others. You experiment, trying to find your own natural rhythm. It's there waiting for you, but you have to find it. Okay? And once I hit that rhythm, get out of my way. Seriously, I knew that what I wanted to say and how I wanted to say it. And that did not allow for somebody looking over my shoulder or cross-checking me. That may sound egotistical, I'm sorry, but I know what I am. I honestly believe I'm born to this, all right? I mean, I just accept it now that this is the way it is. People ask me, how did you become interested in history? There never was a how. It was always there. As the youngest child, I had this thing for old things. I mean, there it was. The writing came. I had to learn how to read and write before I made the decision to be a writer. I was 14 when I made the decision to take the love of history and the writing and put the 2 together. Well, thanks to the Americans and the tariffs and all that, Canadians suddenly seem to have discovered themselves. And I must say, took a long time, didn't it? But seriously, I have noticed. But I would, you asked me in an email several days ago, and I have given this some thought. I have noticed. I won't use the word resurgence because there never was anything there to resurge from. Canadians. This is my viewpoint here, and here you have it. Whether you like it or no, I don't think Canadians show enough interest in their past. I consider it part of good citizenship to know how we got here, who contributed, who sacrificed for us. I am the first generation of 3 in my family who didn't have to go to war. I didn't go to war because both my grandfathers and great uncles and my father and my uncles, they went to war. I've had a free ride, and I appreciate that. But in my viewpoint, so few Canadians even think about it. Oh, sure, we have Remembrance Day, like for a week, right? I believe every day is Remembrance Day. I wear a poppy year round. It's not one day a year. And I try to, I use my writing to try to keep memories alive, because I feel they're essential for us for the future. How can we be a strong Canadian nation in the future if we don't have a sense of roots, where we came from, why are we here? And anyway, I'm rambling. I don't mean to. I'm just saying that the question, I think you were putting, was, have I noticed an increase in historical interest in Canadians? And I would say yes, but it's shallow. And for example, there's some very good Facebook sites, and you see blow-away pictures from old archives. I mean, outstanding photographs, and your mind goes crazy thinking, "Wow, what's going on here? Who, how, why, what?" But you don't get the answer, do you? All you get is the damn picture and maybe a one-line caption. That's what I mean about shallow or superficial snapshots. It's like candy. I want a full course meal. There you have it. That's the difference between me and Facebook. Now, I really like that people are doing this on Facebook. I think it's excellent. And I'm sure in its own way it is helping to stir interest. But it's not enough. I guess you have it. There you have it. For people who are not naturally historically inclined, I'm convinced that I can get them to that point. But I have to sneak up on it. Present it in a way that it is so enjoyable and palatable that I've not just entertained them, I've actually informed them. But before I can inform them, I must, in order to inform them, I must entertain them. But not at the expense of facts. It's simply trying to present it in a way that is so palatable that they'll come away saying, "Wow, I enjoyed that," even though that's not their normal state of mind. One of the best comments I ever had from readers. I'd given a talk in town, and a lady, an older lady, spoke to me after my talk, and she said, and I am quoting, "My husband hates history, but he reads you every week." Bingo.
So that was the best compliment.
Yes, because that sums up exactly what I've been trying to do. She validated everything that I had worked towards. I don't write for the academic. I write for the average person. The average person who normally would not necessarily say that they did not like or found history boring, but just were not inclined in that direction. Let me at them, and I will inform them, and because I will entertain them. I promise. That may sound vain, but I honestly believe that.